Hi, I'm Ren. Welcome to my book corner, and today we have a tag video for you. This is the Spring is in the Air book tag. This was originally created by Daniela over at Uncommon Reader and Rene over at Beyond Books, and I was tagged in this by Caspian over at Caspian's Cozy Corner and also Noah over at the Bookworm. Links to their channels are down below. So we have, I think it's 7 prompts. I don't know how numbers work anymore. It's been one of those weeks. So starting with number 1, Spring Chicks. Name a book that made you feel warm and fuzzy. Now, I don't read happy books. I read dark books. But once in a blue moon, one comes along. And the one that really stands out for me is Fake Dates and Mooncakes by Cher Lee. This was a debut novel. I think this came out in 2023, if memory serves. It's an romance following Dylan Tang, who works for the family business, which is like a restaurant, does takeout deliveries, and he meets rich kid Theo Summers, and basically gets taken on a fake date to annoy Theo's family, but actual feelings pervade. There's a little bit of stabbing in the back that goes on by people who think that they shouldn't be a couple. You really end up rooting for them. I just felt so invested in this in a way that I very rarely do in relationships in books, and it was an absolute joy. So there we go. I do have a heart, really. Number 2, April showers or spring showers, which we're on the 10th of April and it's not rained yet here in the UK where I live. So there's a thought for you. I've just cursed it. I'm recording this on the 10th, by the way. I know it will have rained by the time this goes up. So there we go. A book that is set near or in or on the water, or has the word water in the title. This was surprisingly difficult. I have plenty of books that take place relatively close to water, but it's never really a major thing. So the closest I have got is The Wicked King by Holly Black, which has the annoying sticker on it. This is book 2 in the Folk of Air series, and I picked this one basically because Jude, who is our main character and thoroughly dislikable, is taken prisoner by a rival Fae court who live under the sea. So there we go. Still not finished this series yet. I have book 3 to read. I will read it this year because I really liked book 1 and 2. Number 3, Spring Break. Talk about a time you took a break from reading and why. I go through phases of hyperfixation, and for the last couple of years it has been books, but I have randomly for years and years and years. I'll go years without reading, and then I'll just start reading again. And there's no particular reason why, because I still enjoy books, but I've never read as much as I have for the last couple of years since I started booktube. There's never really been any particular reason why I stopped reading. It just, other things catch my interest, be that video games, actually going outside, or sometimes even, this will be a shock to some people, film and TV. So there's no specific times when I haven't read. There's just like periods of months at a time where I'll just stop. So there we go. Swallow's Homecoming, a book or an author you always go back to for comfort. And this is a dead easy one. And I'm just going to pick a random one off the shelf. We'll go for that one. Terry Pratchett and the Discworld books. Very much a comfort read for me. Whenever I fall into a reading slump, I will normally reach for a Discworld book. There's just something incredibly joyous, and even though it's straight up satire of the real world in many ways, it never feels mean-spirited, which I really, really like, and it never fails to make me smile. Blooms. A book that started slowly but blossomed to become one of your favourite reads. Not so much a book, but a series, and that'd be The Wheel of Time, which is a lot of books and does start quite slowly and quite derivatively as well, actually, for Lord of the Rings. Have I got another one? No. No. Bizarrely, I don't. One that I do appreciate, although I wouldn't necessarily say it's my favourite, and Noel will disagree with me on this, is The Luminous Dead by Caitlin Starling, which I really, really enjoyed, but it is ponderously slow. But I really appreciated the way the atmosphere works in the book. Noah hates it. He finds it really boring, but I really appreciate that book. So, is it a favourite? Not really. There's not very many books that start slowly that really dig into my favourite list. Just trying to see if there's anything that's jumping out at me. There really isn't, actually. No. We'll stick with Wheel of Time, I think, for that one. Eggs in a Basket. 3 books you want to read this spring. So, the first one is Special Delivery that's coming out from Rex Burke, which I may have read by the time this video goes up. Second one is The Tainted Khan, which is the follow-up to Dragon Rider. That is out at the back end of the month. And then the third one, and have I got the physical copy? I don't think I have. I think I bought a digital copy. Yeah, I must have bought the digital copy. Is Mushroom Blues by Adrian Gibson, which I've heard amazing things about, and I still haven't read it yet. So they're my 3. I'll drop a picture of that up on the screen for you. Green Pastures, a classic that never gets old. I don't really read classics, but there's one obvious pick for me. It's Lord of the Rings. Quite often I've found that books that are genre cornerstones, so things like Neuromancer, for example, I struggle with because I've read better versions of those worlds or their stories. Lord of the Rings is the exception. Whilst I have read things that I think are better, the golfing quality isn't there, and the sheer level of influence that Tolkien has had on the fantasy genre in particular cannot be overstated. So I think it's got to be that one. The other one would be Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin. And Pollen, a book or author you're allergic to. Now, a few people are going to expect me to say Sarah J. Maas here. And that's fair, because I don't know what it is, but I've read 3 Sarah J. Maas books. And I'm waiting for something good to happen. I keep getting told how good they are. I have yet to find any evidence. However, on a technical level, not a bad writer. Paulo Coelho and The Alchemist, however, that pushed every single button in a way it shouldn't have done. Something that me and Elaine have laughed about a few times. There's something about that book that really gets on my wick, and I don't know what it is. Not definitely, anyway. I've got a few ideas. Great book for a lot of people. I would burn it if I believed in burning books. Very happily. For no good reason. And that's the tag. I'm not going to tag anyone in this because I know a lot of people have already done this one. If you haven't done this yet and you're considering doing it, I look forward to seeing your video. Make sure if you're going to it from here, you tag me as well as the creator so we can see your video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all very soon.